Hopefully 2021 isn't rearing its ugly head already, because this is like the second time I've tried to do this. Right card error keeps happening on the camera. I don't know. Hey everyone, happy 2021. Woo! Are we so glad to get 2020 out of the way? Man, was that crazy or what? I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. You celebrated well into the new year, and it's already going well for you. I think we can all admit that 2020 was pretty challenging. I mean, no doubt, right? But there were some great things that happened, right? At least for me, I started this journey in mountain biking, started this channel, got a new bike, got, you know, some great gear and all those things, and I'm sure you did too. So as we kick off 2021, I want to go back and talk about the MTB purchases that I made in 2020 that I felt were the most beneficial for me. Hopefully it'll be some information for you that you can take away and learn from or gain some information from. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, if this is your first time to this channel, my name's Bobby. This is MTB Over 40. Thanks for checking out the video. This channel is all dedicated to my journey, sharing my journey, learning mountain biking. And I got started later in life, and so things are a little different than when I was younger. If I started this sport, whether you're older or younger, you can gain some information from this. But this is my perspective, having started later in life. And so hopefully you gain some good stuff, valuable information, see some trails, all that stuff. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and the bell notification, as well as like the video and comment. I love to hear from you guys. That helps me know that you're enjoying the content and I can keep making it, right? All right. Okay, 2020 is over, but a lot of things happened. I mean, I started this journey. I started this channel. I got some new gear, I got a new bike, all that stuff, but I wanted to go over to the things that I found most valuable. So obviously the first thing I'm going to talk about is my Fezzari bike, right? I got a Fezzari Abajo Peak. I love it. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's been the best purchase I made. If you follow me on Instagram or you have been watching this channel, you've seen the bike over and over and over on trails. When I talk about trails or when I ride trails or when I talk about gear or anything like that. So what were the factors that made me buy a Fezzari bike? Okay, so there were three factors that I think were the most influential when it came to the decision. One was I really liked the brand. I like the Fezzari brand. I like what they stood for. I like their mindset, their everything, how they went about making bikes and why. And that really was a big influence because I was researching a lot of other brands. And there's a lot of great brands out there. There's a lot of great independent brands. There's not just the big ones like, you know, Trek, Giant, Specialized, you know, all the big brands that you see a lot of. There's a lot of other smaller brands. And I tend to look at those brands more closely when I'm making a decision about purchasing anything really. And looking at the Fezzari brand, I really could relate to them and I really like them. They're a USA brand. So that was one thing. Another factor was that I liked that they did a setup for you. You know, I think it was a 23-point body inspection / measurement kind of thing where they basically take your measurements and they form the bike around, they basically set it up for you when you order your bike. So basically what happens is when you get the bike, other than just connecting the handlebars, the front wheel, you know, very simple setup, you can basically jump on the bike and ride. And I really like that. I thought that was really cool. I think the third factor was, well, I could order it. Some of the other brands that I was looking at, you couldn't order the bike at all. Or it was going to take like, you know, 18 to 20 weeks to get it. With the Fezzari, I could get it in 4 to 8 weeks. So I placed the order and I couldn't be happier with the bike that I've chosen. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you notice that I've done some upgrades, right? Well, that's because I think I've put the bike through more than what the components that were spec'd for it could handle. I'm a little bit heavier rider. I'm a little bit over 200 pounds. So some of the stock components weren't really up to the task. And that's no fault of Fezzari. They have no idea about how how abusive you're going to put their bikes through. The frame has been tremendous. I've had to do nothing with the frame, nothing with the geometry. I mean, even after about 4 months of riding it, I've double checked all the bolts and everything like that. Everything is solid. So nothing with the frame. And for the most part, everything has been working well. But I have done some upgrades. I've done a pedal and crank upgrade, which I'll link that video in the description. I've also done new wheels and hubs. I'll also leave that link in the description, and you can check out those videos to see why. All that to say, the Fezzari Abajo Peak was... The Fezzari Abajo Peak takes the top bill as far as my favorite purchase of 2020. Now, I will say, if you're going to order a Fezzari bike, or any bike really, just make sure to really research the components. I didn't know enough about components. I didn't know how strong the wheel sets were going to be. I didn't understand crank lengths or any of that stuff until after I started riding. So, you know, just FYI, really research that. You can always upgrade. Fezzari is great about stuff like that. You can always call them and see what kind of upgrades you can get for components. If you're considering a certain frame but you want different components, give them a call. They carry a full line of components. So you know, I would definitely give them a call if you want to spec something else about the bike that you're considering. So Fezzari, thumbs up, best purchase of 2020. Okay, before I get to my next item, I was going to save this till later, but I might as well go ahead and announce it now. So if you watched one of my other videos from last year, you know that I'm now a GoPro ambassador for 2021. Well, I'm proud to announce that I am an ambassador for the Gravity Cartel as well for 2021. And if you don't know about Gravity Cartel, they're the parent company for IXS and Spank. They make apparel, protection, components, full gamut. I'm really thrilled to be a part of that ambassador program. So before I became an ambassador, I already had the IXS trigger helmet. I've talked about that in another video, which I'll link up. So just know that I was already a fan of IXS before the ambassadorship. So yeah, they're not paying for this. This is just my feelings, my review. But I will say that these IXS trigger knee pads have been the best, second to my bike. Okay, I have loved these. I've had them for about 2 months now, and I can't rave enough about them. When I first put them on, I was like, what did I just buy? Because I felt like I was RoboCop or something like that. It felt way different from my previous pads. But I will say, once I started riding, I hardly know that they were on. So I'm not going to go into great detail about these because my friend Pedalin' Dave, he's already done a review of these. He did a great job. You can check out his video right up here. I'll link that up here somewhere. He did a full review and talked all about it. But I just wanted to say that the IXS trigger knee pads are amazing. They have great protection. They feel good. This neoprene is stretchy, feels good on the skin. The two straps that hold everything in place never budge. I've taken, you know, I don't know if you can see, I've taken a couple of spills already. And nothing major, just minor, but they didn't budge when I hit the ground. So I love that they stay put, they breathe well. Now, I did get them in the fall, so I haven't ridden them in summer yet. So that'll come in several months. You can remove the padding inside here for cleaning, and you can wash these, so that's great. It's got a little seal up at the top. I don't know if you can see that. That seal is really cool because that really helps the top of the pads really stick to your leg, and helps it to not move. So yeah, IXS trigger knee pads, I would highly recommend them if you're in the market for new knee pads. If you want something that feels great, that feels comfortable, and is well protected, definitely consider these. IXS trigger knee pads, my second best purchase. First best purchase for clothing, but second best purchase overall of 2020. Okay, last but not least, my favorite purchase of 2020 was my Ride Concept Hellion. I talk about this on my White Oak Mountain video where I ride that trail and talk a little bit about using the Hellions because they were brand new. It was the first time I was trying those out. So I won't go into huge detail on why I bought these, but having this been now a little bit over a month now that I've been riding these, as you can see, they're a little bit dirty. I'm more confident now in my purchase of these Ride Concepts. I was wearing the 510 Free Riders, and I was always feeling a little bit crampiness, uncomfortableness especially in the toe box of that shoe. And so I needed something that had a little bit wider toe box, and the Ride Concepts has that. So my feet feel way more comfortable in these than the 510s, and that's just a personal preference. That's just for me. It's not to knock 510. They have been a mainstay in the industry. They're great shoes. I did feel well protected in those shoes, but I needed to also feel comfortable. And so these Ride Concept Hellions fit the bill perfectly. These are the Hellions. They're a little bit lighter than the other shoes, but I feel just as protected. Still has the protection in the toe. It's got their 4.0, or sorry, it has the 6.0 grip, so it's extra grippy on the sole. They just feel good. They're light. They're super light, and that's the other thing I really like about them. And just like the knee pads, I hardly notice they're on. I don't have any crampness or numbness in my feet when I ride, especially on long rides, 8, 10, 12 miles. And they just feel good. One of the features I really like is this. It's got a built-in strap so you can tuck your laces in. I didn't notice that at first, but I noticed that later. You can clean them. You can wash them. I'm totally in love with these shoes. Definitely will check out more of their other shoes. So if you're in the market for new shoes, or the shoes that you have are just not feeling right, highly suggest Ride Concepts. Check out the Hellion, and I really think you will thank me later. So there you go, my top 2020 purchases of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some great information out of it. Please comment below. Let me know what your top 2020 purchases were. I would love to hear from you. 2021, who knows what it's going to bring? I mean, we've got a full year ahead of us. Hope you come along for the journey. As always, till the next video, stay safe and keep on riding. Let's try that again. Okay, I think it's rolling good right now. We're gonna try. We're gonna try this. First one of 2021. First video. Man, was that crazy or what? I mean, yeah, man, excuse me. Man, I've got something in my throat. Oh, sorry about that. There you go, my top 2020 purchases of 2020. Thanks again for checking out the video. As always, stay safe. Oh.